At Colin Powell Center in South Minneapolis, we are here covering the Clean Power Plan event that's sponsored by Representative Keith Ellison, and Al Franken will be here too, and also Sierra Club and Earth Justice. A lot of people who care about the environment and care about the climate are here sponsoring this event, and we're going to talk to some of the people who attend the event, and hopefully we'll talk to Representative Keith Ellison and Senator Al Franken. So stay tuned.
A word?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Here was Senator Al Franken, who just attended, say a few words about climate and so important for you to be in this event.
Well, we're at a moment in time where we have to address climate change. We just have to. We see sea level rising. That's happening because of warming. And I was just in Africa. They're seeing it there. Hopefully they're going to be able to leapfrog the coal-burning industrial age and go to renewables. But we're in a fight. We're in a race. And this is the clean energy rule is part of that. And just got to support it. And there's a lot of pushback from Republicans in Congress, but we got to just fight for this thing.
She's a senior at Minneapolis South High School and has been involved in the Minnesota Climate Generations High School.
You are the Speaker of the House?
Well, I used to be. I'm now the minority leader. Yes.
Minority leader. What a change. But why in the 21st century, against all this evidence of climate change, we still have climate change denial? People deny those scientific facts and politicizing science.
Well, I think it's people feel threatened. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. People feel threatened in their jobs. They feel threatened in how they make their money. And there's lots of powerful corporate interests that don't want to see things change because they succeed in the current economy.
People, a lot of them get their information, of course, from things like right-wing radio and Fox and stuff. But I think the American people know this is happening, and by and large, and a lot of the politicians are, on my colleagues on the other side, I think are scared of people like the Koch brothers, who are billionaires from the fossil fuel industry, and they don't. Because of Citizens United, there is all this money, and there are unfortunately two brothers who are willing to spend billions affecting elections, and I do think that has made it harder for my colleagues on the other side of the aisle to stand up.
Needed to, can't do that. Well, excuse me, we know one thing for sure: we can't let the fossil fuel establishment have their baked Alaska needed to.
Do you think the Democrats are making this case? They're telling the story of the climate change like they are. Seems like the conservative Republican better story, and they are more vocal than Democrats. What's missing here?
Well, I think that there is a little bit of that. I mean, I think there's a couple things. One is we still haven't made this issue one that people actually go to the polls and vote for people because of this. You know, there's education, there's healthcare, those kind of things. We need to raise this issue of climate change to one of those things that say, I'm voting for that person because of this. So I think that's one of the important things. You know, and the second thing is, we benefit when more people show up to vote. And unfortunately, in the society we have, not everybody shows up to vote. So I think what we need.
You just came back from Ethiopia. Could you tell us a little bit about your trip from Africa?
Well, in Ethiopia, of course, in Minnesota, we have a lot of East Africans there, and went to a number of things. First of all, the African Union is there in Addis Ababa, and went there, talked to the head of that, and talked about this issue. Also went to a transit center where refugees who were some Somalis, some Eritreans, some Oromo were going to different countries, including to the United States, including some to Minnesota. And There are families here in Minnesota who've had trouble getting other family members here, and part of it is problems of documentation in that part of the world.
Water project here where Keith Allison sponsored an event, and a lot of people came, and there was a lot of energy in the auditorium here. And here we talked to Karen Monahan. She's Earth Justice. She is a die-hard climate advocate. Tell us a little bit about what do you think of the event tonight?
I think tonight's event was awesome. We are working on the Clean Power Plan. As you heard tonight, that this is Obama had released the Clean Power Plan in August, and now it's up to states to implement what the plan looks like. And so we all came together to celebrate that historic victory. It's the first ever carbon rule, federal carbon rule, and now we need to make sure that Minnesota, we come together and we make sure that it's implemented here, and it includes all communities, and protect our environment.
Well, Karen Monahan, thank you so much. Good luck with your work. Karen Monahan with Earth Justice. She is really devoting her life to protect the environment. We wish her all luck, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ethiopia is 97 million people now. There's a little bit of problem on civil society, on freedom of the press, and those kinds of things. And we, of course, are trying to move them toward their better angels.
So is Egypt. Can you say anything about what's going on in Egypt now?
Well, I didn't go to Egypt, and so I'm not an expert on Egypt, so I'd rather not. But I should run.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Come gather around, people, wherever you belong. Hey, bitch, that's the waters around. Soon you'll be drenched to the bone. Your time to use is season. Well, your ass starts swimming, or you'll sink like a stone. Everybody, the times they are changing. From state representatives, congressmen, news, call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't knock at the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a man,